Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week, doing some Easter egg coloring and painting. I fully plan to do this on real hard-boiled eggs, for authenticity, because, I had to hard-boil some eggs anyway for, Easter deviled eggs, As you can see, they looked really good once they were freshly dyed before I put them back in the fridge to paint the next day. Wow, so cute. Oh my gosh. But when I pulled them out the next day, they all just kind of looked splotchy. Here you can see on my brown one, it just isn't looking too fresh. It was covered in condensation, so I was trying to wipe off some of that condensation, and you know what, it just looks like purple, like real purple. So the condensation was kind of a big deal, as well as the splotchy situation. Once I tried to paint with the acrylic paint on top of this super wet egg, which sounds gross, and it is gross. It's just the acrylic paint wasn't sticking. I didn't want to leave my eggs out at room temperature because I wanted to cook with them. So, you'll see. So, after that fiasco with the real eggs, I went to Walmart, and I really didn't think I was going to find anything. But they have these, DIY fake Easter eggs. I'm going to open them up really quick. They're the idea is that you make little keepsakes, you have your kids decorate them, and then you can save them, and for all the years to come. And it's kind of reminiscent of a ping pong ball. Yeah, so I think these are gonna be perfect. Alright, so first things first, the reason you all are here, let's make this a diggity darn Bob Ross egg. I think what I want to do is I want to always have at least one of these little divots clean, so that way I can balance the egg in it while I'm doing it. Alright, so I think I want the sky on the pointier end. The only thing about these is that it's a little bit of an exaggerated egg shape. I don't know many eggs that are actually that pointy. So it does look a little fake, but hey, whatever. I'm not following any exact Bob Ross tutorial, but I've watched enough of his videos. I don't want to sound like a hipster or anything, but I mean, I am an artist, and I've been watching Bob Ross for a long time, and I have a pretty good idea of his workflow. I know I'm putting fingerprints on here, but I will fix that. Alright, so I'm just doing some clowns in true Bob Ross fashion. I'm just putting them where I want them. Happy accidents and all that. I'll water down this white a little bit so I can kind of fade out the bottom bits. Oh, I'm having fun with this already. My first trade, I guess, when I first started doing art as a young gal, was painting. I did all kinds of watercolor painting, acrylic painting, and then when I got into college, I was so sure that painting was gonna be my shiz, and I did a lot of oil paintings once I learned how to do that. But once I found photography, it just sort of clicked, and I just kind of went with it, I think so. That's kind of the best way for it to happen. I personally like for my clouds to be nice and crisp at top, and then kind of fade into these wispy bottoms. Alright, I'm gonna mix some paint for some mountains while those clouds are dry. my other mountain back here. Make this one a little bit taller. Bob Ross style, just going in. When it comes to organic shapes and things, you know, it's better to just not think about it. So now, I want to make sure my brush is super duper dry. And I don't have any other pigment on it, because I want to do a little bit of dry brushing with this white. To get that like snowy texture Bob is always so good at doing. Ugh. I have to, you know, fake it till I make it. You know, it's kind of working. Hold on. I want to add in a little random guy right here. Alright. I think it's coming together. But one of the good things about painting on such a small scale is that, like, the smallest of strokes make all the difference. This hill is particularly snowy. It's okay. Nothing wrong with a snowy hill. I'm sure Bob would say something along those lines. If he were here to witness. I wonder how he feels about Walmart having shirts of him with like a galaxy in the background. I think he's just like, oh, okay, you know. Whatever makes you happy, Walmart. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely have indulged in a Bob Ross Walmart shirt. Maybe two. Alright. Kinda wanna do a little bob and fade this out a little bit at the bottom. You know when like you expect the worst in your art and you're like, this about to be bad. And then you kind of like step back and you're like, wait a minute, maybe I am an artist after all. Maybe my very expensive 4-year piece of paper paid off or something. Just gonna go in straight with this color. A little washed out. Alright, we're just gonna start painting in little foothills in the background. Nothing too detailed, nothing too crazy. Alright, I'm gonna start kind of deciding where I want the bodies of land to come in. I'm just gonna paint the bottom of this green. Just going to get started on some bushes. The trick to foliage and things is less about creating a perfect, beautiful bush and more about creating texture, especially on a small scale like this. So in the big spaces in the middle, I'm gonna do some of Bob's signature giant evergreen trees. I need a little bit of before I get too into that, I really want to make sure I add those water highlights so that they can fall perfectly in the background. Wow, nice scalp, Izzy. I really can see what you're doing here. It's just, wow, beautiful. Art, it's a lot about perspective and eye, and that is definitely something that can be learned, and less about actual honest, God-given, born with it kind of talent. I think that's a common misconception people have about art. Like, if you truly want to become a painter, you can. The only person stopping you from being an artist is yourself, Just like with anything, like, oh, maybe you might be a little inclined for basketball, but what really made you good at basketball? Being born 7 foot tall, or the years of practice, you know what I mean? It's the same exact idea with art, so. This is so fun. Okay, I'm having a blast with this. I think my last few videos I haven't had a very much fun making. They've been challenge videos, and while I'm like okay with how the art turned out at the end, I don't know, it's just not as satisfying as when you have an idea that you want to do and you just do it, Don't really know what kind of tree I'm painting. It's just my own made up sort of tree. In a little land, I shall call them the Izzy tree, because they're as beautiful as I. Yeah, I think I'm super happy with how this turned out. I want to paint a couple more eggs. However, I don't want to have this video be a million years long, so I'm just going to do like a super fast time lapse of me painting them. And then I'll show you at the end what I came up with. So, stay tuned. Alright, so I did 4 eggs. I did this little tape cutout, kind of 80s, 90s kind of vibe. Got my Bob Ross boy. Then I just got this boy. He's my new best friend. He's a little warlock, living his best life. This one's still a little wet, 'cause the paint's kind of thick on it. Just like a casual, classy little, you know, inspired by the white and blue china plates and stuff. This is probably my least favorite one. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just it's just kind of late. I'm a little tired. I didn't have the patience for the intricacy. I think it would look better had I done it with like a pen or a Sharpie. I want to say thank you so much for watching, despite this video definitely having its ups and downs and its turns and whatnot. I hope this inspires you to get a little creative on your Easter eggs this year. Just keep in mind, if you want to do anything super crazy, you might want to do it on fake eggs. Or you can do it on real eggs, but you potentially risk it going bad because it'll be room temperature. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. You want more content like this, you know, subscribe. I'll paint eggs every week if that's what you guys want. I had a lot of fun. Alright, see you next week.